They said no one survives this pass in winter. But when he saw her lying in the snow, breathing, everything changed. If you love emotional Western stories filled with survival, mystery, and fate, subscribe to Western Storyverse and hit the like button to support more powerful stories like this one. The wind screamed through the mountain pass like a warning from the dead. Snow fell sideways, biting into skin and soul alike. Most men avoided this trail after the first snowfall. But Caleb Hart didn't have a choice. He was late. Late meant death for the cattle waiting on the other side of the ridge, and winter didn't forgive delays. Caleb pulled his coat tighter and urged his horse forward when something dark caught his eye, unnatural against the endless white. He slowed. Then stopped. A body. Lying half-buried in the snow. His heart sank as he dismounted, boots crunching through ice. He knelt, brushing snow away with gloved hands, already expecting the worst. But then... a breath. Shallow. Weak. But real. "It can't be," he whispered. The woman was young. Her face pale as the snow around her, lashes dusted white. Her lips were blue, fingers stiff with cold. She should have been dead. Anyone else would have been. Caleb hesitated. Helping her meant turning back. Turning back meant risking everything he'd worked for. But leaving her? He'd live with that forever. He wrapped her in his coat, lifted her into his arms, and felt how light she was. Too light. "Hang on," he muttered, more to himself than to her. "I got you." As he turned, he noticed something else. Tracks. Horse tracks. Fresh. Someone had been here, and left her. By the time Caleb reached his cabin, night had swallowed the mountains whole. He carried her inside, laid her near the fire, and worked fast, rubbing her hands, warming water, forcing himself to remember what little he knew about saving someone from the cold. Minutes passed. Then... she coughed. A sharp, desperate sound that cut through the silence. Caleb exhaled a breath he didn't know he was holding. "You're safe," he said softly. Her eyes fluttered open. Fear filled them instantly. She tried to move, but winced. "Easy," he said, backing away slightly. "You're freezing. Don't move." "Where?" she whispered. "My cabin." "You were in the pass." Her eyes darkened. She looked away, jaw tightening. "I didn't fall," she said. Caleb raised an eyebrow. "Didn't think you did." She hesitated. "Then, they left me." That was all she said. And somehow, it was enough. Over the next 2 days, the storm trapped them together. She told him her name was Eliza, and little else. Every time he asked where she came from, her answers were short. Careful. But Caleb noticed things. The way she flinched at sudden noises. The scars on her wrist, hidden beneath her sleeve. The way she stared at the door whenever the wind howled. She was running from something. Or someone. On the third night, as the fire burned low, Eliza finally spoke. "They were supposed to take me across the mountains," she said quietly. "They took my money instead." Caleb's jaw tightened. "And left you to die." She nodded. Silence fell between them, heavy and cold. "Why risk this pass?" he asked. Eliza swallowed. "Because staying was worse." Before he could ask more, a sound echoed outside. Hooves. Caleb stood instantly, reaching for his rifle. Eliza's face drained of color. "They found me," she whispered. The knock came, slow, deliberate. Caleb met her eyes. "Stay here," he said. As he opened the door, the wind rushed in, along with a man on a black horse, eyes sharp and smile thin. "We're looking for a woman," the stranger said. She wandered off. Caleb didn't blink. "No one here but me." The man studied him. Then glanced past his shoulder, toward the fire. Toward Eliza. And smiled. He could hand her over. Or pull the trigger and change both their lives forever. Caleb felt the weight of the moment settle into his bones. The man at his door wasn't here to help. You sure? The writer asked, eyes flicking to the rifle hanging by the wall. Sure, Caleb replied. A tense pause stretched between them. Then Eliza stepped forward. I'm here, she said calmly. You don't need to lie. Caleb turned sharply. Eliza. It's fine, she whispered. The writer smiled, satisfied. There you are. Let's go. Eliza didn't move. She's not going anywhere, Caleb said. The writer laughed. You don't know what you're getting into. Maybe not, Caleb replied. But I know what leaving someone to freeze looks like. The smile vanished. The writer's hand moved. Caleb was faster. The shot cracked through the mountain air. Snow burst behind the writer as he reeled back, cursing. He wheeled his horse and fled into the storm. Silence returned. Eliza stared at Caleb, eyes wide. You didn't have to do that. Yes, he said. I did. By morning, Caleb knew the truth. More men would come. So he packed supplies, saddled 2 horses, and handed Eliza a coat. We're leaving, he said. Where? She asked. Somewhere they won't find you. The journey was brutal. Snowstorms. Narrow passes. Nights spent huddled by weak fires. Along the way, Eliza told him everything. She'd inherited land her late father owned. Powerful men wanted it. When she refused to sell, they tried fear. Then force. Caleb listened, anger growing with every word. By the time they reached the valley town, something had changed between them. Trust. Not love, yet. But something stronger than fear. Caleb helped her file papers, claim protection, and expose the men who chased her. It took weeks. Risk. Almost cost him his ranch. But in the end, the truth won. Spring came. Snow melted. One morning, Eliza stood at the edge of Caleb's land. I can go now, she said softly. You've done enough. Caleb looked at the mountains where he'd found her. You survived because you didn't give up, he said. Not because of me. She smiled. And you changed your fate because you stopped. They stood there, future uncertain. But no longer alone. Sometimes, all it takes is one decision in the snow. Thumbs up like this video. Bell subscribe to Western Storyverse. Push pin for more emotional Western survival stories that stay with you long after the final scene.